Greetings and welcome to a quick video on how to install MySQL onto your computer. So, easiest thing to start with, Google MySQL installer, click on dev installer, make sure you have the actual MySQL installer versus the workbench, right? So, with this you want the community one, so you'll click on download and then just click the no thanks, just start my download. Now I've already downloaded it, so you have to wait for that. But you might see some pauses in here as stuff is loading, just so you have to wait for every single loading. So again, we'll just double click on this. It'll probably prompt me to allow the installation, so you may or may not see that once it actually starts. But we're going to go through and make sure we get all the settings set for you and have this installed. At a later date, we will install MySQL Workbench. But for now, we just need the software itself. So again, you might see pause here and there as it goes through things. Alright, so it did prompt me for my admin authorization. Oh, it had already had a pause, and as soon as I authorized it, it's going through and getting stuff configured. So again, we'll probably pause again. Alright, it actually prompted me one more time for my information. So with that, it got through and got to this point here. So we can add all the different pieces that we want onto this. Get the server. If we need applications and you want to do Visual Studio, we do want the shell, right? So we're going to move these over. We want the server. We want the shell. We're not going to use any of these connectors, but if you were going to get into programming, .NET, Microsoft, C#, ODBC also, of course, Microsoft products, Python. So again, we're going to take the shell because we want to be able to use the shell commands, and we need the server. So we're going to go ahead and go next. All right, got both of those ready to go. Execute. And again, depending on how long it takes, may not pause and see stuff jump forward. But again, install what you need to install. This should be kind of the bare minimum that we're going to use for this. Alright, you can see you jump forward to being complete, so we're just going next. We're ready to configure the server, next. So for most of this, you just leave it kind of alone. For what we're going to do, we're not actually filling up all of the servers connecting into stuff. As I mentioned, we're not really building those connectors. So you can go through and kind of look at what you want. Again, we're not actually going to be running a server on this. We're not going to be connecting it to it. We're just really going to develop stuff on it. So again, you can go through, but we just want the bare minimum. But choose what you want. Look through it. You could probably go to a dedicated computer as well, since that is just running the database server, nothing else. We're not going to have the web servers connected to it, blah, 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 blah. That probably work out great, because again, we're just learning SQL in this. But again, depending on what you want to do, if you want to go further on and connect stuff to it later, which eventually you might, if you take some of the more advanced web development, they do connect databases. For this, I'm going to go ahead and just click the dedicated computer because I'm just using this to show how to connect to and run queries and all that fun stuff. So not really doing this with any of those because I'm not connecting to it other than just to build databases, show people how to do databases. That's for my installs. Again, your install may vary. All right, we're using strong password. Write the root password. So again, maybe don't let me keep this. Make whatever you want for this. For this purposes, I'm not connecting to anything. I don't need anything. But But if you're building a database, you're connecting to stuff, you're building apps, right? You would have other users besides root doing a lot of the interacting with it. For this purposes, for this video, I'm installing it just to show people how to use MySQL, but depending on what you want to do, you might want to add and so on. Again, this is a service. This is going to be running automatically. I want that, so it'll be running for me when I need it. Standard, kind of the standard configurations here. This lets me know where to find it. So I'm going to keep the standard here. You can change what you need to change. And then execute. And again, you probably see it pause and just magically be done. And just like that, it's done. So we're going to finish and go through. So this would have all the information if you wanted to. And you can see that the shell is ready to go. Click finish. And this is really why I installed it on mine, so I can go ahead and run through these commands to show how to use, create all this for SQL and MySQL. So with that, I'm done with the install. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.